I'm back with another spooky story. And if you're like, girl, what you got going on? Like, what is happening right now? Well, basically, I wanted to do like a quick mask, a quick hydrating mask before I did this video. Or there's a mask that's supposed to like clear up in like 20 minutes. So I was supposed to like do this video, and then the mask was supposed to be done by the time I was done with this video. But reading is fundamental. I kind of sort of forgot to read the instruction, and I put on the wrong mask. I actually put on the 3-hour mask. And so this is what's currently on my face, a 3-hour mask. And I don't want to waste it, so I'm just going to do the video anyway. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. Make sure you turn on your post notifications, so every time I post a new video, you guys know right away. Make sure you watch this video all the way through, as much of it as you can. I promise this one is a really good one. Dun, dun, dun. So let's just get straight into this video. So I don't know if you guys know, but I've had my own fair share of like having sleep paralysis and astral projecting. So, well, I guess this is what the video is about, astral projecting. But I think sleep paralysis is usually like the first step before you officially astral project. So, now living in this apartment, I've had a couple of experiences where my soul left my body while I was asleep or something like that, or something around that, right? But never full blown me traveling around and me seeing things. Like, I was never able to control my dreams that much. Like, I would just kind of like be lucid, and then that would just be that, right? I think people who can really control their dreams are, like, to a T, are really like advanced people, and it does take a lot of practice. But anyway, so as of lately, I've noticed that my spirit has been escaping my body or leaving my body at night. And this time though, it doesn't freak me out. Usually I get so freaked out because I don't want something to steal my body, God forbid. So I would like try to like, rush back into my body and like lay there and, just like lay still until I actually wake up in the physical world. That's what I would do normally. The first time this year that I had this sleep paralysis experience that went into astral projection, it could have horrified me, but for some reason it didn't. So it was like a regular night. Again, I wasn't even thinking about doing anything astral projection. I hadn't told any astral projection stories. Again, I don't watch spooky content because spooky content isn't my niche. So again, this dream totally came out of left fields. I remember I went to sleep one night and then I woke up. And when I say woke up, I mean like I woke up in the dream world, if that makes sense. So, cause that's how it feels. Like, I am so conscious, I'm so awake, like everything makes sense. Like, I have a concept of self, a sense of self, like I have memories. Like, when you wake up in a dream and all of these things slap you at once, that's consciousness. So, I realized that I woke up and I was in my room. And I'm in my room, my body's laying on my bed, and I'm just like, I'm looking around my room, and I was standing by the wall for some reason. And I'm looking around, I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Everything in the dream world kind of seems a little bit grayish. It kind of seems a little bit more depressing, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't see much colors, much brightness. Like, everything just seemed really gray. So I'm looking around and obviously like, oh, this is a dream. But then I look at my bed and I see my body there. This is more than a dream. Am I astral projecting right now? And then I think my body is what kind of like slapped my consciousness into me, where I realized like it's so weird having a dream where you're not conscious and then having a dream where you become conscious, or like having like, I don't know, but I think the nuance is so interesting. But because again, for whatever I was doing before, I don't know, but I know in that moment, looking at my body, something happened where I wasn't processing it at first, and then all of a sudden it all just came flooding at me, and I realized that, holy shit, I'm astral projecting right now. So I'm looking at my body and I'm like, For the first time though, I don't feel scared. Like, there's no fear holding me here. So if I know everything about astral projection, then I know like this is the perfect time for me to travel around and go wherever I want to go. So like, why don't I test those bounds? Like, why don't I see what it's about? And what I will say is as, stick with me. Hold on, because I know this might be like a brain twister. As aware as I was in the dream, the decisions that I made in the dream weren't necessarily decisions that I would make consciously, like in the conscious world, in the physical world. Does that make sense? Yes, I was fully there. My consciousness was fully there, astral projecting. But when I thought of the first place that I wanted to go, I thought of Haiti. Yes, I do want to go back to Haiti. I do want to visit my home, but you have to be so specific to the T. And for some reason, where I winded up going was back to Haiti, and it seemed like it was in the past. And my mom and my aunt were walking together, and they were just having a conversation. And like a goddamn lugau, here I go, just zoom, like I literally zooted out of my bedroom. That is the best way I could put it. And you move so fast, like I can't, fast isn't even the word. It's kind of like, and you feel like you're traveling, like you feel the wind hitting you, like you feel the push against gravity, if that makes sense. You feel all of that, but it's just all happening so fast and suddenly. So I'm looking at my mom kind of like a bird's eye view, having a conversation with my aunt, just like casually just walking around. And I'm just like, wow, this is interesting. Okay, take me back to New York. So then the whole zooming thing happens again, and I wind up in this place like outside, like this park that I used to hang out with, or that I used to hang out at all the time. And I'm just wondering, like, what? Like, now what to do? And I remember feeling kind of freaked out at that point, because now I'm like, I don't want to go too far, and I'm adding limitations to it. And so it's starting to freak me out. So then I'm like, just take me back to my room. I think I've had enough excitement for the day. I think I've tried out astral projection, and I see how it works. That's all the experiences that I really need. I think I'm good. Like, I was brave. I just want to go back inside. So then I thought about coming back to my bedroom, and I zoomed back, and now I'm back into my bedroom. And I don't know if I dreamt more that night, but I do know that I woke up and I remembered the astral projection dream, just like I'm recalling it to you guys right now. Now, the main reason why I've decided to get on here and tell you guys this story was, if it was just the astral projection dream from March, I don't think, or April, I don't think I would have made this a YouTube video. But then last night I had another dream. First of all, I don't know if anybody else have been having like lucid dreams or vivid dreams lately, or maybe it's just me. I don't know, but my dreams lately have been insane, like very vivid, and I'm usually lucid during them. But last night was a little bit different, right? So damn, I feel like the dream is like fleeting, which is why you really have to like talk about them as soon as they happen, because like they will really flee, or like at least like write notes and things like that, because okay, it's coming back. Stick with me now. I was already flying around, I guess. Now I am in air, like zooming around, whatever, right? I could tell that I'm in Brooklyn. That's about it. But I'm flying around, and I'm going into places. And it's like this time last night, my consciousness was kind of like, think of like a computer downloading. So it's like 1% consciousness, 2, 3, 10, 15. And it's like the higher it loads, the fuller I'm coming into myself, and I'm realizing what's going on. At first, while I was flying around, it was just awareness that I'm flying around, but I didn't have a concept of self. I didn't have a concept of me. But then the more I kept going, the more I'm starting to remember me. So for some reason, I went into this place, which looks like a, I guess some sort of like weird post office. I'm flying around in there, and then in the post office, this is when I become like lucid. This is when I'm like, oh, I'm Nayla, like I know who I am. Like I'm dreaming right now, and I'm also astral projecting right now. What the hell am I doing in this place? And I'm looking around again, like the best way I could put it, it kind of looks like a post office. So I fly out of the post office, and at this point I'm like blinking in and out of consciousness. Like I'm blinking, like remembering like, oh my God, like I'm fully here versus like I'm not here. Like it's kind of like blinking in and out, right? And the next time I blink in, I guess, I'm at this point I'm outside. And when I blink in and I'm outside, but again, I'm still in air. I'm not walking. It's like I'm floating or I'm flying, which is so interesting because ever since I was a kid, I always used to ask my dad if he would buy me wings because I was genuinely convinced that, like as a kid, like flying was a real thing. Like you can actually fly. And I remember telling my dad, like it would be the most like freeing feeling in the world. And that's because in my dreams, I used to fly. So now I'm outside, I zoom in, and I'm looking around me, and I'm like, oh shit, like, no, I'm actually like astral projecting. Like it's now at this point in the dream, I am fully conscious. Like you could ask me my name, I know what my name is. Like I know what's going on right now. I am here. And it's so crazy. It is so crazy because when you become conscious in a dream, when you realize that you're lucid in a dream or you're in control of a dream, it feels more real than reality. That's the best way I could put that. Because in that moment, I swear to God, I felt like I felt so present. That's the best way I could put it. Like I felt so present. And I remember just like looking at my hands. Like I looked down at my hands, and for some reason they do look a little like hazy. Like imagine like you're looking through like a heat wave. Everything feels like a little fuzzy for some reason looking at my hands. And I'm looking at them, and I'm looking at them turn into shape. And when I tell you every detail is the same, and right now looking down at my hands feel like that. Like it feels like back in that moment. And every detail about my hand was the same, like the short nails. Like I'm just there like looking at myself, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is real. And then just as I'm thinking that, I feel myself starting to drop. So it's like I'm stumbling, right? And at this point, I can't fly anymore. So I'm like, I'm falling, and it's like I'm dingling, but I'm not necessarily hitting the ground. Like it's like I'm hovering. Think of being in like is it technically zero gravity, where it's like you can't touch the ground, but you also don't know how to control or move through the space. Or like picture being underwater or something, you know, you don't know how to swim, but like, you know, you're not holding your breath. Like you don't know how to swim though, but you just like floating around like this, and you just feel like you're just losing your balance. That's what it started to feel like. And I'm looking at my hands, and I'm like, it literally feels like I'm upside down, floating upside down, and I'm looking at my hands, and then I'm realizing that this is all real, and then I'm dropping lower, and then I touch the ground. This is a moment that is significant for me because I touched the concrete, I touched the floor, and again, it felt real. It felt like I felt the grains of rocks on the floor, and I touched it with both my hands. Like I touched the floor like this, because again, I'm upside down floating. So I touched the ground like this, and I'm like, yo, the ground feels real. Like it feels real. And I'm looking at my hands, and then that's when I start looking around me, and I'm like, yo, I'm astral projecting again. But how did I wind up here? Like why am I here right now? And I'm like, this is as conscious as a girl can be. So let's travel. Remember, for some reason, this part of the experience was really hazy. But after I decided that I wanted to go somewhere, now I don't know why my subconscious mind is blocking me of that, because I remember exactly everything before this point and after that point. But I decided, like, when I realized that I was astral projecting, holy shit, let me go to this place. And I started flying, you guys. And one thing that I want to point out about flying and astral projection, now again, this is just my experience. I don't know how anybody else has these experiences. And look how my eyes are twitching, y'all. That has been happening for like almost 2 weeks. But anyway, yeah. So I'm flying around, and at this point, again, I'm very conscious. I went from doing this effortlessly to just like, I'm just effortlessly getting to places. Somehow I'm in this weird post office looking place and I'm flying out. Like, everything was just so smooth up until I became aware. Once I became aware, it's almost like I placed all these limitations on myself and all these no's on myself, all these knowings on myself, and I no longer understood or knew how to maneuver in this space. I completely forgot how to fly. So like, I remember I'm like, okay, I want to go this place. And the zoom thing happens. But imagine you press gas on a car, but for some reason, like, it makes the loud noise, but the car just like only moves like an inch forward. But it has that huge like reaction where you just like jerk. If that does not make sense, that's what it felt like. I was trying to zoom, but like, I'm not quite moving. It's kind of like I'm like just like shocking myself in a sense. And I'm just like, why can't I fly? And I remember I'm like, okay, well, I have to figure out, how to fly. And I'm literally floating around in the air, just like imagine like a plastic bag. Thank you, Miss Katy Perry. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind? Yes. That's what I felt like, just like a plastic bag, like literally drifting through. And I'm trying to like control it. And slowly but surely, it's so funny because I start getting somewhere. I feel like a baby bird in a sense. Like, I feel like a baby bird learning how to fly for the first time. And I'm kind of like, making mistakes, going high, falling low, and then going back up high, going back up low. And then eventually, like, I get enough height. And, oh my God, and I remember that there were other flyers around me. There were other flyers around me, and I saw other people. Again, they didn't look like people flying. They looked like orbs. They looked like black shapes just like flying past me. And I remember looking up and seeing some of them so far up, like flying a kite, right? Like, my kite is so low and it's barely catching wind. But then I look up and I see these people, spirits, literally flashing past me, going up, going down, flying across, like, and it almost feels like we're all aware of each other. Like, I'm aware of these spirits. I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are, but they feel like other dreamers. They feel like not even like normal dreamers. They feel like astral projectors. In a way, because of how the dream was, I was like in training. Right? That's how the whole thing was coming across to me. Like, I'm in training right now, learning how to fly. And around me are all these spirits that already know, they're already advanced, right? So they've already been doing this. Somehow, I'm assuming that they've gone through this process before, and that's how they got flight, and that's how they made it so well. So there are people on this planet who literally astral project for fun, who literally astral project so well, and they control exactly where they're going. It's like they know exactly what to do. For some reason, in that dream, even though I thought of a place to go, for some reason, I couldn't get there. I couldn't fly anymore. Like, I'm kind of just floating around. I'm just like, what the fuck? I can't push myself to where I want to go. And then at some point, again, I'm seeing the other spirits fly around, and it's like a awareness there. Like, they know I'm here struggling, but they're not supposed to help me. They can't get involved. Like, and again, in that space, you have this like all-knowing feeling, right? Like, I didn't feel like in that moment, damn, why aren't any of them like coming to my rescue and helping me? You can see that I am down here struggling, and I see y'all up there flying past me, and like, I didn't feel any of that. I was just like, wow, like, I want to be able to get up there and control that so well. And it's almost like I'm looking at them like I don't know if they're humans or entities or other spirits or other like advanced dreamers, but I was literally in a space, I thought it felt like Brooklyn, but I was in a space that was surrounded by other astral projectors. And I'm wondering if I'm like in like a weird transitional place. I don't know. If I was in a weird transitional place, I really don't know. But I do know that the more I stressed myself about being conscious and being aware, the less and less I became conscious, the less and less I became in control. And so I couldn't fly around, I couldn't do anything. Then I remember at some point, I was just like, okay, now I'm brave enough, I want to go somewhere far, which is how I know I'm meant to go to St. Lucia. Because I said, I want to go to St. Lucia. Don't remember the flight there. Don't remember having to like the zoo feeling. I don't remember that. What I do remember is standing in a tropical island. That was it. That was like I got 1 second of consciousness standing in a tropical island, and I'm assuming it was Lucia because it felt like Lucia. So that's the best way that I can say. That's the best thing that I could say. And I remember just looking around for like that 1 second, and everything in a dream feels so, even if it's 1 second, you relish that second. Like you just like, cause time doesn't exist. It's just fast versus slow versus like, I guess it would be speed versus speed, really. And yeah, I don't actually remember coming back into my body. I don't remember anything else after like being in Lucia for like 1 second. It literally feels like, and I know I'm missing so much more stuff. Like I know I am, because I remember there's like a conversation that I had, but that's all I remember, a conversation that I had with something. I can't, again, there's a lot of there's a lot of spots that are blank. You know what it feels like? It feels like being blacked out drunk, and the next morning you trying to recall details from last night, and as you're telling the story, more things are kind of like flashing up, but like, what the fuck did that, what? But like, it's not even like with enough details for me to like actually verbally tell it or make a story. So yeah, I fully astral projected and flew around like a lugau last night, and I realized what made it all real and interesting was realizing that for some reason my consciousness slowed me down. And even outside of like a spooky note, even outside of like a spooky story, I think the human brain is amazing. And I think that even on like a simplest term, because astral projection is in the CIA documents, if you guys don't know. So this is like a proven thing. People can astral project, and you can't astral project everywhere. There are certain places that are very guarded. And I've heard stories of other people who tried to astral project to the White House, but they've got turned away, or, you know, things like that. So the government already knows about astral projection. Science can already prove astral projection in a way. And when I say that is, when you think about how powerful the human brain is, if you want to simplify astral projection, it's literally your brain taking a trip to your subconscious mind. It's your consciousness, it's your conscious awareness going into your subconscious mind. Now, your subconscious mind is very different than your conscious mind. Your subconscious is everything that you believe. Like it's everything, it's all your memories, every single thing that you've lived. Like your subconscious mind is the root of it all, if that makes sense. Like it's where all the possibilities are endless. When you're conscious in this physical world, nothing is really nothing is really that attainable, which is why things can feel so impossible. But when you live in spirit, everything is possible, everything is attainable, right? Nothing is impossible. So also when you live in your subconscious, you really, don't have much limitations subconsciously. You have all of them consciously. Like, you're consciously limiting yourself in everything that you do. But your subconscious is almost like your higher self. Like, if you can tie all of that together, then this would all make sense. It's like astral projection is taking a trip into your subconscious and being aware. And none of this shit makes fucking sense. None of it makes sense because your subconscious also communicates to you in code. Your subconscious doesn't come out and tells you straight up, hey, this. No, your subconscious communicates to you in memories and codes and images and sense, you know? And so it's like, kind of like how your ancestors communicate to you. None of it is ever clear. So I'm looking at astral projection like my consciousness, my human consciousness, my physical consciousness somehow went into my subconscious, and I was just flying around and visiting around and seeing the different possibilities. And I think that the human mind is absolutely phenomenal. It's absolutely amazing, because for my brain to even be able to create the different levels of where I am in my astral projection journey, like not being able to fly. And the crazy thing is, I know this isn't my last time. I was so, usually like this would have freaked me out so bad, but this doesn't freak me out this time. Like, I know that this is gonna happen again, and in a sense I'm almost excited because I want to get a grip of this. Like, I want to be really good at astral projecting. Yeah, I decided that from the dream that I had last night. But yeah, I hope you guys didn't watch this video before you go to sleep, especially if you are scared of astral projection, because there are downsides to astral projection, especially if you're not divinely protected. There are so many downsides to astral projection. So make sure that, you know, you're protected, you're praying and stuff like that before you attempt anything that you can't take back. Because guys, remember that you can, I've heard so many stories of people astral projecting, leaving their bodies and not being able to come back, or coming back and their bodies were being embodied by something else, or coming back and realizing that their body already woke up, and seeing their bodies move around like another spirit has taken their place. So, you know, also be aware of that. Again, I'm never really aware of, like, I'm not the one who's physically like, oh, I'm leaving my body and I'm going somewhere else. It usually happens after I've already left. And that's kind of when I become aware. And I'm like, if this is anything what death feels like, then nobody ever really dies, because consciousness is consciousness. But I wonder, where does your consciousness go when you black out? Aren't you just always conscious? Shouldn't you always be conscious? But then again, I also know that when you come back from like astral projection, so like most dreams and shit like that, entering your body again is like entering a portal, and a lot of times like you will lose a lot of the information that you maintained while you were out there. But I will say this, I'm definitely really excited to astral project again, and I will definitely be keeping you guys updated in the event that it does happen to me again. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm trying something new where I am, please you guys, if you don't believe me, please look at the last 3 videos that I posted. I am seriously so shadow banned on YouTube, and it is breaking my achy breaky heart like really bad. And as you guys know, I really want to go to St. Lucia this summer. So if you guys can help me make that possible by just watching my videos all the way through. And as you guys know, or may not know, I have merch available. So if you haven't already caught your very own merch, go ahead and cop your very own merch right now. The link is in my bio, in my description, and I'll also pin it in the comments. Make sure you support your favorite homegirl and get you your very own Abducted Human merch. To everybody who already bought an Abducted Human merch, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Make sure you guys are subscribing. We are so close to 50,000 subscribers, just only 3,000 people away. So make sure you guys are subscribing. This would be like the best gift going into summer. And also make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. If you're not already, please make sure you're following me on Instagram. I am so close to 10,000 people, and I need each and every single last one of y'all to turn up for me, as it would mean the absolute world. So before I even finish this video, I want to take this minute to dedicate this video to my mom. Today is her death date. Exactly. Wow, I guess it's been 16 years now. 2010. Oh, 15 years. It's officially been 15 years since Marielle Polidor, a bad bitch, really, left this earth. And you know, it's interesting. Dealing with grief is very interesting. I will say that, because some days it hits you, some days it hits you in different ways, and you may not even realize that you're undergoing the depression. I want to say that I am in an angry phase of my grieving period, where sometimes I don't feel much, and sometimes I feel incredibly angry, and then sometimes I just feel sad. Today, I don't feel that sad. I just feel very, very, very tired. I feel exhausted, you guys. Again, might be from the astral projection. I might be entering my luteal stage. It could be so many things. It could be both. Or it could literally just be the fact that today's not a very good day. And honestly, I'm trying not to think about it too much, because I feel like a failure. This is the 15th year that my mother has been gone, and I haven't been able to do anything to, like, in her memory. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't been able to do something to have people remember her by. And I don't even know how to begin to do anything in her honor. I don't know how to do that. And that does bring me a lot of sadness, because it's almost like maybe I do, but I don't want to let her down, and I don't want to let myself down. And yeah, it's a lot. But last week was her birthday, and exactly 11 days later is her death day. And I just want to dedicate this video to my mom, because I don't ever want to forget her. And if there's even a slimming chance that she would never forget me, I'd like to hang on to that as well, because she really meant a lot. She really meant a lot to me, and I wouldn't be half the woman that I am today if I didn't have my mom for the first 11 years of my life. So yeah, I hope she's flying high, just like I was in my dream. Look at my eye twitching, y'all. Like, you could see it. That's crazy. Looking crazy and all. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you like, comment, and you subscribe, and you share this video. It really does help. Our goal is to try to make sure that this video gets to 20,000 views by the next 3 to 4 days. So please, you guys, please make sure, if you guys love me, if you guys fuck with me at all, please help me get out of this rut with YouTube, because everything is just, yeah, please help me as much as you can by subscribing to my YouTube channel, by leaving a comment, sharing, and also liking the video. And also turning on your post notification as soon as I post, so that you can click on it. Like I say at the end of every single video, I love you, my abducted humans, from your favorite Haitian homegirl.